Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
Palma. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
Jadel
Oh,
Fuentes.
wow.
Olegario takes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Olegario. Valoria is open. Three-pointer.
Oh, my goodness.
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Now against Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
For the 13th time in the 2025 season, the MPBL returns to the Pasay Astrodome at the heart of Pasay City for a Wednesday triple header, including the latest home defense of the Pasay Voyagers. Kyle Tolentino, who had a career-high performance in their last game, will be leading the Gensan Warriors, who have won 3 of their last 4 games. While on the other side, they will be going up against Jay Utok and the Marikina Shoe Masters, who have dropped 4 of their last 5 games. Yan ang ating unang laro for our Wednesday triple header. Later on at 6 o'clock p.m., we have the Zamboanga Sikat Family Sardines going up against the Parañaque Patriots. And in our main game, the Pasay Voyagers will be defending their home floor against a very tough Pasig City squad. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach, happy to be working with you again. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Too
Kumusta ka?
Okay naman. Ikaw, kumusta?
Okay naman. Okay naman. And Coach, yung dalawang kupunan natin on the opposite sides of our team standing. Siyempre,
Yeah.
magkaibang division to. But Marikina, they still have an outside chance of making at least a play-in spot.
Right. And yun ang kagandahan ng Season 7 natin. No? It's, as you know, MPBL continues to make history. And itong Marikina, pwedeng at this point, no, dati, 6 seasons ago, marami nang mawawalan ng gana eh. And then they would just, usually play for themselves. And it's a tryout, as we always say, for their team or the others. Pero dahil may play-in tayo, it's something to play for. So, and after what happened on Monday, with Bulacan getting their 3rd straight win, if you're Gensan, I'm sure you saw that game, hindi ka pwedeng magkumpiyansa because anything can happen.
You're right. Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on our Facebook and YouTube channels as well as on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. And now, let's bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast panel. Welcome back to the MPBL, Miss Andrea Endicio.
Maraming salamat, Javi. It is indeed really nice to be back and working here in the MPBL. But you know what's even nicer? Sinalubong lang naman ako ng hindi lang mga ngiti, kundi magagandang storya mula sa ating dalawang kupunan. Like how the Gensan Warriors are starting to establish their regular starters among their homegrown players. Like how Kyle Tolentino is also so excited na makalaro ang kanyang mga kababata mula dito sa Marikina, and how Yutok and Timaho have found strength in their similarities dito nga sa kanilang newfound team that allows them na hilahin ang isa't isa pataas. Well, all of these and more later on, but for now, balik muna sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. We'll be hearing from her later on. Tingnan muna natin yung nangyari yesterday at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. In our first game yesterday, Sarangani winning a big one against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Binyan able to escape against the Muntinlupa Cagers, and the Pampanga Giant Lanterns barely making it against the Val City Magic.
Well, 3 games we're in. I think this is the first time this season at least nobody went over 70.
Yeah, you're right.
Such a
very low-scoring day.
Such a low-scoring affair. Everybody woke up with a defensive mentality or whatever. Pero nung Sarangani, a lot of playoff implications, even the play-in, led by Danny Marilao, 15-5. Second game, Warren Bonifacio, na Mayani ulit, best player sa larong ito, 10.7 rebounds after that trade. Pangalawa na yan, kung di ako nagkakamali.
Yes, Coach.
And then Larry Muyang, leading the way for Val City. How big was that game? Against a much lower seeded team. Muyang had a big double-double, 16 and 14. And look at the team standings in the North. After what happened last weekend, kumakatok sa number 1 spot itong San Juan. Nanalo sila nung first game. Nueva Ecija 17-0 before Sunday. But Abra getting the top spot, and then Pampanga, they continue to climb after the win last night. Pasay will host again. Sabi mo nga, it's a 13th time. Pasig later trying to hold that spot for the play-in. 2 games ahead of Quezon City. Bataan, kakatalo lang, masakit na pagkatalo. pero nasa 10th spot pa rin.
Sa kabilang panig naman in our Southern Division, ito matindi to coach kasi apat ang tied at 12 and 7 dun sa may gitna.
Log jump to eh. No? And kaya kung ikaw Zamboanga, which is in our second game, hindi ka pwede magkumpiyansa. Ganon din ang Gensan. No? And tulad nga ng sinabi natin, dahil may play-in, no? Yung mga team sa baba na usually at this part of the season, pwedeng tumiklop na. Pero baka may mga playoff aspirations sila. Ang mabigat dito, no? Muntinlupa, 10 and 9. 6-8 weeks ago, nasa 2-3 spot. Pero because of those 7 straight losses, at that 8 spot with 10 and 9.
Well, a lot of the teams still may chance dyan. Kaya gaya nga ng sinabi mo kanina, coach, lalo na yung mga nasa taas, hindi rin sila pwede magkumpiyansa dahil pwede rin sila mahulog.
Correct.
Ito si Kyle Tolentino, ito kumpiyansa talaga to as of late, scoring a career high performance. Ever since ba?
Ever since. Ever since.
29 points in their game against the Parañaque Patriots. That's a career high for Kyle Tolentino, former Marikina Shoemaster.
And I say that as a compliment because you're a baller, and every time you step on the floor, that's one thing, an absolute must na hindi pwede mawala yung kumpiyansa. Nakita mo yung mga numero niya, no? 29 points. Ang mabigat nun yung 10 rebounds. I've always thought he's a good rebounder, especially for, his size, yung pangangatawan niya. And natutuwa ako sa batang to kasi he continues to mature through the seasons. That started out his career in Marikina, yung kalaban niya ngayon.
Tama ka dyan. Sa kabilang panig naman, ito si Jay Utok. He has slowly found his footing here with the Marikina Shoemasters after starting off this season with the Mindoro Tamaraos. He scored 23 points against Sarangani, 11 of them coming in the first quarter. That was a double-double performance with 11 rebounds.
Well, led all scorers, no? One of two who were in double figures, kasama si Temaho. Yun nga, they fell short, no, because of that slow start, down by 8 in the first quarter, down by double figures after the half. Hindi na sila nakabangon. I'm sure he wants a different story today.
Can Marikina come out of a slump or will Gensan continue their winning ways? Let's start off this ball game. Let's go to Richard Campos.
An action-packed triple header here at the Cuneta Astrodome, Pasay City. Our first match is Gensan versus Marikina for the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Now presenting the starting lineup for Gensan Warriors. Forward number 41, CJ Gonzalez. Playing center number 17, Gama Evangelista. Shooting guard number 8, Ping Masaglang. Forward number 7, Kyle Tolentino. And at point guard number 4, Nico Flash Elorde. The head coach is Councilor Elvis Tolentino and will be led today by Boying Diloy with Raisel Castro. Assistant coaches Peter Deligero, Apol Coronado, Don Tolentino, and Ray Javier. Team consultant Noy Pido. The team manager Merman Flores. Team owner is Councilor Michael Pacquiao. The starters for Marikina Shoemasters. At guard number 2, Ace Chamson. Forward number 3, Jay Utuk. Playing center number 4, Carl Peñano. At forward number 34, Jacob Ubaldo. Point guard number 77, Jetro Escoto. The Shoemasters head coach is Angelo Nebres. His assistants are Joseph Ochada, John Paul Basilan, and Fernando Bunag. Assistant team managers, Monroe Queston and the birthday boy, AJC. Team managers, Doc Rianji Pio Quinto. Our game officials
Let's meet our starters, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Gensan will begin things with Nico Elorde and Ping Masaglang in the backcourt. Gama Evangelista is the man in the middle. CJ Gonzalez and Kyle Tolentino round up the starters for Gensan, who will be led by Coach Boying Diloy and Coach Raisel Castro. Sa kabilang panig naman, Marikina will have Jetro Escoto, Ace Chamzon, Carl Peñano, Jay Utuk, as well as ito si Escoto. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat watching on Facebook and YouTube. This is day 99 of the 7th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Javi Palanya on tap together with Coach Christian Luanzon and the returning Miss Andrea Indicio at courtside. The opening possession goes to Gensan.
Alam mo, Javi, no? Isa sa mga matchups that I'm looking forward to in this game. Usually mga matchups, higit natin mga scoring. Pero dahil sa rebounding, you know, na numbers na binigay nila, especially in the last game, Kyle Tondino opens up the 3. Pagpasok ni Apreco, he's gonna come off the bench. He had 21 rebounds in the last game. Ganon din si Ubaldo, who led his team in rebounding na isang dosena.
Well, you know, those are two big men na hindi naman gaano kalakihan pero grabe yung presence on the glass. That pass was tapped out of bounds in favor of Gensan.
But to your point, alam naman natin, rebounding is not just about height. Because, you know, two things. How many players have you been with, have you played with? Pinakamalaki sila sa 10, cannot get a single rebound.
You're right.
And at the same time, how many players have we seen like a Mark Cruz, who's an outstanding rebounder for his size? He's arguably the smallest guy on the floor all the time. He had 10 in the last game.
Getting those loose balls, you know, playing defense, that area of the game, it's usually more about desire.
Totoo. Desire, and at the same time, you know, having a nose for the ball.
Yes.
Kailangan alam mo yung bagsak ng bola eh. And the one thing, as you see a miss by Tolentino after hitting his first shot, eh, syempre yung sino pa bang hindi natin babanggitin, eh, the leading rebounder of all time, no, sa NBA, si Dennis Rodman, wherein sabi niya 80-90% of the shots, it goes the opposite way. So you gotta be smart about it too, and which makes a lot of sense, di ba?
That's a miss from the outside. Galing kay Tiamzon. Di pa nakakascore dito Marikina. Elorde gets an opening there. Kicks it out. Evangelista sporting that new look. Dahil sabi ni Coach Elvis Tolentino, kung gusto nilang umangat pa sa next level, importante na si Gama Evangelista, yung angas niya madagdagan. Kaya sinabi ni Coach Elvis magpagupit siya ng ganyan.
Yes. Pero tingin ko semi-angas lang yun. Kasi usually yung mga angas, mga semi-kalbo. At wag mo na sabihin ako kasi hindi semi yung akin. Wala na talaga. Uunahan na kita.
CJ Gonzalez scoring back-to-back baskets. JU took misfires from the outside. Peñana trying to carve out space.
Oh, travel. Pagka-gather niya, no, I saw his pivot foot, which I believe was the right foot.
Yeah.
He dragged.
Elorde, nobody stopping him. Kaso umalog yung kanyang tira. Palabas. 5-0 in favor of Gensan. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Bagsak si Nico Elorde. Escota, bounce pass to Peñano. Medyo nadulas. Spin. No good. Short on the shot.
Everybody's probably adjusting to the flooring. It's quite slippery. I've seen a few players.
Parang di kumakapit yung mga sapatos.
Even si Elorde, maganda sana yung huling galaw niya bago tiran to, no? Possession prior. Medyo nadulas siya pero muntik pa niya ma-shoot yun. Second opportunity, masaglang. Wala.
Ubaldo pushing it here for Marikina. Only has a smaller man on him in front. That's Nico Elorde. That's going to be a foul against the Gensan Warrior.
Not a good foul, no, because I'm not sure kung ano yung percentages ni Ubaldo leading in transition. His shot was a little bit awkward pero got bailed out with a foul.
Coach Angelo Nebres and his squad trying to end their slump today. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Ubaldo, as you mentioned, had 12 rebounds in their last game.
Yeah.
Scored 7 points. And he finally gets Marikina on the board, 2 out of 2 from that trip to the free throw line.
Well, yun talaga naging kulang nila in the last game. I mean, scoring 83 points is a good number for a team. The problem is they allowed 96 against Sarangani. So anytime it's going to be an offensive onslaught, you're going to allow 96. You got to make sure you score 97 at least.
Yutok going hard to the basket. Marikina will definitely try to rely a lot on their transition offense. Ang problema, yan din ang laro ng Gensan Warriors. So it's gonna be a battle of speed between these two teams.
Matingnan natin no, kung magpapatuloy yung kanilang takbuhan, makapag-adjust ang kanilang mga footing dito sa floor. Pero nakita ko rin na, unti-unti mas minamap na ng mga tao rito yung flooring.
17.3 points per game, 7.3 rebounds for Jay Yutok in his short stint with Marikina so far this season. Started this year with the Mindoro Tamaraws, didn't really have a lot of floor time, but he has emerged as one of the top players, if not the top player now for Marikina.
I think it's safe to say, even though with only sample size of games, it's his team.
And he seems to be cherishing that opportunity as Kyle Tolentino scores off a nice feed galing kay Gama Evangelista. 7-4 is the score. Yutok through 2 screens off the glass. Di pumasok. Masaglang sees Kyle forward. Gets space against Jamzon. That's another basket. Back-to-back hits para kay Kyle Tolentino.
Picking up where he left off. No? 29 points in the last game. Has 9 already. Not even halfway dito sa ating unang yugto.
Ubaldo being aggressive inside, trying to test the interior defense nitong Gensan Warriors. Able to score on 2 free throws earlier to open up the scoring para sa Marikina. Deo Timaho will check into the game para kay Coach Angelo Nebres. Second leading scorer so far para sa Marikina together with Jay Yutok dun sa kanilang paglipat. Of course, Timaho coming on over from Parañaque. We'll be seeing action later in our second game against Zamboanga. Janicio papasok dito para kay CJ Gonzalez.
A little pressure after a free throw. No, medyo hilaw nga lang, pero diretso na sa kanilang opensiba. Tolentino once again. Na corner, wala.
Ubaldo is ahead. Evangelista in front of him, trying to go left. Swatted away there by Gama Evangelista.
But a different transition scenario. Ubaldo earlier had a smaller defender in Ilorde, got bailed out with a foul. At this time, big man na. And sabi mo nga, malamang yung gupit, mas maangas din. Di ba? Yung palpal, maangas din.
He has really risen to be the top center para sa Gensan. Of course, Larry Rodriguez sometimes holds that spot. Pero
mabigat kasi mga nawala sa kanila.
ayun na nga.
Diba? Jervy Cruz. And isa pa, nasa Nueva Ecija. Tama ba?
Wait, I'll catch that later.
Dalawa na wala sa kanila eh.
Jay Yutok able to score on the first free throw.
Hamito.
Ayan, tama. Si
Right?
Jammer Hamito.
Yeah, Jammer Hamito. And si Jammer Hamito lang eh, ang laking bagay because hindi man siya maka-score. Kasakit ang katawan mo sa kasil niya sa loob.
Mismo. And Tolentino loses it on the way up. That's going to be a turnover laban sa Gensan.
Trying to go for that give and go. Good idea, no? Nakatapik lang at syempre last touch. Si Tolentino mga tumama sa kanyang tuhod.
They've been going to that play a lot here in the first quarter.
They've been spreading the floor, which means open na open. Big gaps yung gitna. Usually naka 5 out sila yung mga initiation nila.
Timao short on the shot. Masaglang na uuna. And Ping Masaglang, that's gonna be an easy basket para sa kanya.
A beautiful outlet pass by Janicio. It's very important for a big man. Or even a tweener like Janicio, where you get the rebound to turn right away towards the front court and wait for that a teammate running para sa pasang ganun.
Timaho gets Masaglang.
Agaw.
Able to strip it. Ping Masaglang. Inuunahan dito si Jomel Landayan. Able to protect the basketball there and score.
That's how you counter speed. You know? Landayan, alam na natin, isa sa mga pinakabilis sa liga. Masaglang mabilis din. Pero ginamitan niya ng talino. No, yung huling basket na yun, hinarangan yung angle, naka-layup.
Gensan won their last game against Parañaque. A huge win para sa kanila, 106-59. They scored 14 3-pointers in that game. Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Andicio.
In the words of assistant coach Boying Deloy, he said, I can say our players complement each other, but lately napapansin daw nila how two of their homegrown players are blooming even more this season, establishing their place as regular starters, namely Ping Masaglang and CJ Gonzalez. Highlighting on Ping, kwento ni coach, siya yung tipo ng player na masarap kakampi, not just because of his basketball IQ, but with the way he knows and his effort of knowing his teammates' playing styles. Quick updates, Larry and Tonton are both still in the process of healing from their respective injuries, while Mark Cruz naman still have recurring back spasms since he came back in their last game. Javi and Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. I'll tell you, Coach, I think itong surge ng Gensan at this point of the season has a lot to do with Ping Masaglang getting into the starting lineup. Dahil nung umpisa ng season, didn't really see a lot of action.
Right, and this is no surprise to me because I think he's in, his 6th season? No,
Yeah.
Matagal na yan dito sa liga natin, and nakakatawa yung mga ganitong tulad ni Ping Masaglang. I've always questioned, where would players like him be? Would we know him kung walang MPBL? No, and which is what the league is all about, to find the Masaglangs, to find a lot of players like him and give them opportunities, to shine. And ngayon, being a veteran already in our league, you forget na he was a nobody, now certainly a somebody.
And Rafco scoring the first field goal Marikina in this game. Prior to that, puro free throws ang in-score doon ng Shoemasters. But they're only down by 3 points here. Jonicio sees a cutting Kyle Tolentino.
In double figures.
11 points already in the game para kay Kyle Tolentino. 11 of the 15. Casajeros in the game for the Shoemasters. Go. Gets it to go from the outside.
Wide open. Not even a single white shirt, at least 5 feet away from him.
And this kid also, I think he's really flourishing here with Marikina. I think he's very happy to be able to show out in this league dahil marami na rin pinagdaanan tong batang to. A lot of injuries and a lot of mishaps in his career. But
Nice.
Oh, Obaldo getting that nice feed. Jomel Landayan able to thread the needle.
That was so nice. We gotta see it more than once. Hindi ko alam paano na ilusot yun. Nagulat na lang tayo. Lumusot yun at lumayap na si Obaldo. Pero timeout muna tayo.
Yeah, we're all tied up at 15 apiece. Coach Angelo Nebres and the Marikina Shoemasters lost by 13 against the Sarangani Gripper last July 8. At nakita mo naman, they really struggled from the outside. 83 attempts para sa kanila. Mas marami naman yung attempts sila dito compared to Sarangani.
Totoo yan, And mabigat doon, yung free throws nakita natin, halos pantay 30 and 26. But it's always tough to win, when you allow the other team second chance opportunities, a lot of fast break opportunities more than you, and they were right there. I mean, even though it was a double-digit league, it was one of those games wherein they were just hanging around, but they just couldn't, come closer. They would bring it to single digits. Pero credit Sarangani, talagang napupush nila into double figures. That's why, from the start, nung lamang sila ng 12, na-maintain nila and to finish the game with 13.
Maganda rin yung pinapakita ng Sarangani recently, Coach. Their stint with Coach Toto Trujillo has really brought them another part of their game, and it's their defense actually, dahil we've known them as an offensive team in their time with Coach John Calius, who is still very much involved with the team. Pero
Right.
ngayon, yung partnership nila ni Coach Toto Trujillo has brought about a defensive and offensive orientation for their squad.
Well, you know the saying that if God closes a door, He opens a big fish in Sarangani.
Tama ka
Diba?
dyan, Coach. I will
Pero-
definitely not disagree with you with that. Tamang-tama ka dyan.
Di ba? And alam ko, gripper na sila. Pero sa totoo lang, yung Marlins tumatatak pa rin sa akin. Kaya yun ang sinabi ko.
Siyempre
Di ba?
naman. Ang hirap rin naman talaga
ang hirap.
kalimutan yun dahil yun
Oo.
yung moniker nila. I think ever since na pumasok
Tama.
sila sa liga.
Tama. Tsaka, ang pumapasok din sa isip ko, sa totoo lang, siyempre classic, no? Ang MPBL is very similar sa defunct NBA, you know,
Yes.
home and away concept.
Yes.
Yung Courtside Marlins.
Oo
Di
nga
ba?
pala, yeah.
Courtside Marlins. And, hindi ko makalimutan doon. Hindi ako sure kung inabot mo to, ha? And I'm saying that as a compliment. Si Max Delantes.
Nako, Coach, di ko na nga naabutan. Yun, tama ka.
Siya ang sikat doon kung di ako nagkakamali.
What year was this?
Oh my gosh, ang NBA kasi
98 siya nagsimula, di ba?
98, oo. So, sigurado ako nung first 3 years kasi yan talaga yung kasikatan ng liga eh. Wherein lahat, it felt like every player was transferring there, getting all the big contracts. But fast forward, MPBL na tayo, and 7 seasons na rin tayo.
Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Amen to that. And, you know, we only have Boss Manny Pacquiao to thank dahil it's his vision that really started this league 7 years in and still going strong. At syempre, we wish him well sa kanyang laban. That will be Sunday, Manila time. That's something that everybody in the Philippines and around the world is definitely looking forward to.
If I may add, no, I'm sure a lot of people don't know this. Actually, pwede mong sabihin, 10th season na ng MPBL ngayon eh. Kasi, naglalaro na sila sa mansyon
sa Gensan,
ng sarili nilang liga na MPBL.
Tama ka dyan.
So, which, yun nga, no, dun namunga yung idea ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. And, ang galing, nandito na tayo.
30 teams already, and you know, a lot of the squads already trying to get a share of the power here in the league. Marami ng teams nagpalakas talaga, especially the past couple of seasons.
Nasa ano ba yan? Yung team ba yan? Nasa unang letter ng alpabeta.
Oo.
Tapos yung second letter niya, pangalawang letra ng alpabeta. Pero I'm sure, hindi naman magpapayag as naputokan na shot clock ang Gensan, no?
The Warriors looking out of sorts here.
Hindi natin na-realize, pero the thing is sila mismo hindi nila na-realize din. And, you know, I'm sure we were saying, no, ang papanga hindi papayag.
Definitely.
Going for three-peat yan.
That's why they brought in some new pickups as we look at the turnover story. They're 8-5, 30 seconds remaining here in the opening frame. Goal gets the step on Jonicio. Tough angle to work with there underneath. Landayan gets it back. That one's short. Landayan hasn't been able to score off jumpers here in the first quarter. Cruz and the Warriors will try to go for the last shot. Pinapahirapan siya dito ni Deo Timajo.
Mukhang napilitan na, no? Itong Gensan. Palagay ko, nire-reserva talaga nila ito si Mark Cruz because of the spasm.
Way off there daw on that shot.
Pero dahil obviously dikit ang ating first quarter, lamang pa ang Marikina, kailangan na gawin mo muna yung duty mo, Mark. Kailangan ka ng kupunan mo.
Yeah, the scoring hasn't been good para sa parehong kupunan. Gensan started off strong pero bumaba na rin yung kanyang field goal percentage. 18-17, lamang ng isa ang Marikina. Deo Timajo and Jacob Ubaldo, contributions in their last game against Sarangani, very valuable contribution. So although it was a loss para sa kanila, they combined for 21 points in that game.
Well, nabanggit nga natin, no? Si Ubaldo, 7 points lamang, but he did have 12 big rebounds. So, ang malaking bagay doon, yung improvement niya throughout the season.
Second quarter now underway here. We're live from the Pasay Astrodome in Pasay City. Javi Palanya joined by Richardson Luanzon and the comebacking Andrea Endicio at courtside. That's a steal by Marwin Janicio, no? Yeah, Marwin Janicio got in the way of the pass. That's going to be a foul laban kay Mong Basco.
Excellent rotation right there. Defending that baseline ball screen and then lumalim yung drive ni Casajeros and then was facing a double team and then yung rotation to anticipate yung steal of the pop ni Kuya, Tito, Lolo, Marlon Basco. My former teammate.
Talaga?
Former
Saan?
teammate. San Miguel. ABL. And trust me, I'm like one of 100 players in the Philippines that would say that kasi mukhang 3 generation na yata ang inabot niya.
And he's still...
Sorry, dalawang generation.
Dalawa pa lang naman.
Dalawa pa lang naman.
Pero it's still amazing how he's able to keep in step. Naririnig ko dati itong si Basco.
High flyer yan.
High flyer, oo.
High flyer yan, oo. Pag binaksak mo yan ng drop pass, Eruta with 5 points after that 3. Ano yan, automatic dakdak yan.
Tapos ngayon, he has expanded his game to have an outside shot, a very dependable outside shot at that. Landayan playing the two-man game with Go. Trying to get the step on Apreku, nasundutan. Jonicio comes up with a steal. Cruz, kick out, corner pocket shot. Joel Liu couldn't get the bounce. Jonicio is there, powers through with that end one opportunity. Marwin Jonicio.
Transition 3. Yan ang kagandahan pag ni Mark Cruz pupush yung bola, hanapin yung libreng kakampi niya. Open shot usually leads to an offensive rebound kapag mintis Jonicio cleaning it up.
We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL, for to complete the three-point play. 22-18. Gensan back on top.
5-0 run to start this quarter.
Landayan from downtown, way off the mark. Timaho tried to save it.
It's a bad save.
Cruz, forward pitch. And Jomel Landayan getting in the way of that pass.
Buti na lang, nandun si Jomel. And that's why I said it was a bad save because usually mga save na ganun would lead to points on the other end. Good alertness by Landayan.
Matikat pa mahulog yung speaker natin doon sa gilid eh. Cruz able to knock it down from top of the circle.
Good execution, simple play, screen the screener. And Mark Cruz, that's why he's in there. Not only to create, but to score.
Landayan. Tabasco. Timaho now against Joel Liu. Trying to snake the defense. Itong si Deo. Foul laban kay Joel Liu. Nakakapit sa likod eh. It's the first laban sa kanya. Mel Mabigat will check in para kay Deo Timaho.
Ito, veterano na rin to.
Oo.
Mel Mabigat.
He's in action with various squads here in the league. His last stint with Valenzuela.
Correct. I think he started out his career in Valenzuela.
Yes, oo.
Yeah.
Go, hindi makashoot galing sa labas. Tumatakbo na naman dito ang Gensan.
Good pass.
Oh, high-flying act right there by Marwin Janicio.
And that's what you can take advantage of. Pero si Go also has the same thing in mind.
Ang nahuli dun sa depensa si Janicio and Go got him off his feet.
Pero dapat
27-20.
may tumulong kay Jonicio doon kasi end-to-end yung tinakbo niya eh. May sumalo na dapat sa kanya kay Goro.
Well, Cruz was there, kaya lang
Medyo maliit.
not much he can do. Joel Liu has increased his three-point percentage over the course of this season. Very confident with that outside shot already. Talagang pinapagyabang niya yan, lalo na sa akin.
Oh, ito si Joel, ano na rin to eh. You could consider a veteran sa liga natin.
Yes.
Naalala ko, unang team nito, Cebu pa.
Yes,
Oh, yun, the first season of Cebu, I believe that was season 2.
together with Will Macaloni.
Oo, sure ako, nagyayabang talaga sa iyo yan eh. Tama raw din yan eh.
Yes, sir.
Di ba?
Former teammate of
Former
mine.
teammate.
Tsaka dati kasi, walang shooting yan eh.
Ah, talaga?
Oh,
Oo. At naalala ko nga, kasi talagang mas nangingibabaw yung quickness niya nun eh.
Yes.
Di ba? Tsaka mas ano pa siya, may kapayatan pa siya nun. No?
Kumapal na siya ngayon eh.
Whatever that means. Yung kumapal. Nasa sa kanya na yun, ha? Pero we made that as a compliment, syempre kay Joel. Tama ba? Naging parte siya nung runner-up team ni Coach Alex sa Bacoor. Nandun siya nun?
Yes.
Tama, di ba?
Nandun siya.
So he has playoff experience, and then after that, last year with Caloocan, now finals playoff experience. Ngayon, winning team na naman siya. Pero winning play ba? Mark Cruz, some words to say. Hindi natin alam kanino.
I think he was very pumped up, especially after Marikina had the lead at the end of the first quarter. He was really not happy with the way his team was performing. But right now, quickly up by 16 points, 36-20.
Bilis.
Coach Boying Diloy and Coach Rizal Castro tasked to handle the Gensan Warriors for this game against the Marikina Shoe Masters. Coach Angelo Nebres and his squad finding themselves down here by 16 points after leading by 1. They've only scored 2 points here in the second quarter.
Yeah, after scoring 18 in the first 10 minutes of this ball game. But you look at the 3-point field goals, obviously lamang na lamang ang Gensan. And maganda dito sa Gensan is that they're not only getting it in their sets. We saw it one time with Mark Cruz. There's a 3-point play coming up off a timeout.
Mike Sorella will be called for that personal foul.
Teruel
will be taking that bonus shot. Laking player rin ito.
Oo nga eh. Yeah, for a while there, that's why medyo nagdalawang isip ako because medyo hawig din sila ni Sorella eh. Siyempre lamang lang si Sorella ngayon, yung maskara niya. Pero yung pangangatawan, yung buhok, parehas.
Heruta gets it to Cruz. Attacks the defense of Escoto and gets the bounce on the shot. Mark Cruz with the basket, this time inside the arc.
The one dribble floating jumper at the elbow. Mark Cruz obviously heating up this quarter.
Oh, but Bon Basco with that booming 3-point shot, swishing it through from the right side.
Kailangan nila yan. Kakapakita lang natin. 2 of 10 sila before that shot.
38-23. Sorella, he has that shot. Wala. Basco secures possession para sa Marikina.
Napin niya sa ilalim si Apreco, kaya sakto yung bagsak ng bola kay Basco. Casajeros, forced shot. Good challenge by Sorella.
Yeah, that was a terrible shot. 2 guys in front of him. Joel Liu on top. Gets a screen from Apreco. Basco switches on him. And he's going to attack the defense all the way to the cup. Joel Liu draws the foul there against Casajeros.
What I like about that move is, I believe that was Heruta, no? Binalik agad yung bola sa kanya, nakita yung mismatch. Pinakitaan lang ng isang pump fake. Paglapit ni Basco, inatake kagad, no? Wala na yung mga between cross, between behind the back. Minsan catch and go lang pwede na, lalo na pag mismatch.
Diretso na no? 4 points in the game for Joel Liu. Paulit-ulit niya nang pinapalitan yung tira niya. I think this is the best stroke that he's had over the years. Check our special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
I think he can improve more. Even though what you think is the best shot, obviously you've seen how his shot has evolved, so to speak, from high school to college up to the pros. Pero yung supporthan niya, I think he's putting it down early.
Chance to extend the lead here for the Warriors. Apreco who had 21 rebounds sa kanilang huling laro. gives it up. That's Von Tambeling seeing action for the first time. Mabigat pulls it down. Marikina right now trying to counter-attack. Escoto, that's a tough look. White shirts able to gather that basketball. Sorella on the right side. They run the pick for Tambeling. Now it's with Heruta. A handoff to Mark Cruz, the Ant-Man. Right, decides to rise up for the shot pero napalpal siya dun ni Escoto. Jay Utok is back in the game. Pinapahirapan ni Von Tambeling. That's gonna be a foul laban sa kanya.
Well, not a good foul because they did their job in transition. Papasok na sa secondary offense. Itong Marikina picked up his dribble. Well, and it seems like wala siyang mapapasahan. Bailed him out. Inbound tuloy ngayon sa baseline. Mark Cruz lalabas kasama si Heruta. Pasok si Elorde at Tolentino.
Basco, sinusubukan yung depensa ni Nicole Sorella.
Siyempre! Mong!
Little Dirk Nowitzki shot right there coming from the veteran. Sorella trying to get it back. Short on the shot. Apreku, specialty of the house. Reset here for Gensan. Tolentino. It's a screen from Sorella. Turns the corner. Tolentino. Not much resistance inside. Galing sa Marikina.
Inaatake talaga yung bigs no, ng Marikina. Ball screen situations. At time na iwanan ni Tolentino ng husto ang depensa ng Marikina. Dire-diretso.
Utok. Trying to get inside to Teruel. Napalakas yung pasa doon. Right intention in mind. Not just the right execution para sa Marikina. (42-28), under 3 minutes to go. 11 turnovers for the Shoemasters against 5 for the Warriors. Tolentino, way short on the shot, barely grazing iron. Escoto leading the semi-transition. He decides to pull up. That's off to the right. Nakabila naman tayo, Gensan. Oh, medyo mababa yun para kay Nicole Sorella, galing kay Nico Elorde.
It's a little scrappy, both teams with their decision making. Those two bad shots magkabilaan and then a turnover by Gensan. Tingnan natin, ang Marikina can score because obviously it's been a struggle so far. Only 10 points para sa kanila sa quarter na ito.
Teruel, he can hit that. Yes, sir. Rattles it home. Alex Teruel.
Right on cue. Off the swing, Teruel, di na nagdalawang isip. A little late on the closeout was Apreku, pero si Tolentino napabayaan nila, nabawi yung 3-point shot na yon ni Teruel.
45-31, balik sa 14, lamang dito ng Gensan. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Escoto, just below the elbow. Inalog yung tira palabas. Scramble for the loose ball, picked up by Marikina. Nice. Peñano inside for 2.
Got the loose ball rebound, and then he knew right away his fellow big is wide open.
Elorde there foiled by the defense. Marikina just hanging in there, very manageable distance for them to come back from.
It's funny that we say that, especially how they control that first quarter, especially in the defensive end.
Elorde, sidestep, another block for Marikina on Nico Elorde. He'll try again. Not third time's the charm para kay Nico Elorde. Oh, Utok hanging in the air. The defense by Gensan. Von Tambeling. Naagawan ni Jomel Landayan. He has Utok on the left side. Sorella, the guy in front of him. Utok picks it up and goes up for 2 points.
Ganda naman ng pag-iwan nun ni Landayan. It took a couple bounces with the behind the back. Pero na-recover at ang importante ron, natapos yung 2 versus 1. Pero ito yung sinasabi mo kanina eh. Ang difference lang, ito si Tolentino, pabilog yung cut, bumalik, nag-U-turn. Dahil nakita niya, libre nga naman siya.
14 points now in the game para kay Kyle Tolentino. The lead all scorers. 47-35. Mabigat. Goes to the inside. Peñano against Apreku. Short on the shot. About a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock here, and Marikina will give up the foul. Wala pa sa penalty dito ang parehong koponan. 14 foul against Marikina. That's their last foul to give here in the second. 25.3 seconds remaining here in the first half.
They could close the half with a 50-point half, if they hit a 3 right here, which Tolentino will.
You will absolutely not be shy, especially with that much space. 8 seconds remaining. Landayan nagmamadali dito. Elorde making it difficult for him. Sorella picks it up. 1 second to go. Sorella trying to get it to their front court right away. Pero maubusan na siya ng oras doon.
I thought he was gonna take the shot, especially for a big man. I would have understood that kung guarda. No, mga tipong Landayan, Mark Cruz. And nonetheless, a 15-point lead, a 17-point turnaround after being down by 2 in the first quarter.
50-35. We'll be back for your halftime analysis.
Animang lamang ng Pasig City, 38-32. Naagaw ni J. Mark Palyari ang bola. Coy Alves, he will dunk this one with 2 hands. But he will be called with a technical foul.
He was claiming somebody was underneath. Didn't look like that. At least from how we saw it. See in slow-mo. Nobody was near him. Minsan kasi ganun eh. May excite ka, magse-celebrate ka. Diba? So,
as Monte wants it inside. Naagaw ni Ino Comboy. Andrews, look out! Sean Andrews, 2 hands for safety.
8-7 right now. Indoro cutting the lead to 1 after that Andrews takedown.
Ashton Andrews is cleared for takeoff. A two-handed jam right there.
Aside from the rim protection, his mere presence just intimidates everyone.
Oh! The big man connecting. Welcome to the MPBL, Jay Chu. He is going to have fun here. Up high and down hard. Jay Chu.
Yeah, Jay Chu with an impressive debut so far. 8 points on a perfect 3.
Pampanga naman, 2 out of 10 from there.
John Fa the cross, lays it up and in, putting on the moves. Razzle dazzle, John Fa.
What a move by John Fa. A couple of really impressive finishes by John Fa. The young guy is showing up. Blasting off that defense by Daryl Manliguez for that baseline finish and a really good finger roll.
Iwan na iwan eh.
Dalawa yun.
Oo.
Daryl Manliguez, Libugsan. Good finish.
Unable to complete the three-point play. Yambing with a steal, hangs in the air and puts it in. Plus the foul. Ang ganda ng agaw. Ang ganda ng hang time. Ang ganda ng finish.
With 11 points, just played almost 21 minutes. Jimenez has found his groove. Another setup job. Papunta dito kay Junji Alyare.
You see that drive right there. Mark Montuano had to commit against Kit Jimenez only because that's Kit. But that weak side.
Just that pass. Tayong Tong trying to guard him. Consubre the switch. Ildefonso, what a move! Again, now you see me. Now you don't.
Beautiful play galing kay David Defonso. Nice footwork. The strength and the composure to finish that move. They can't seem to shake off this Parañaque team.
Yeah, that's right.
LJ finds Simon Santagon! Oh my! Simon Santagon, that was unreal! 50-44 and Slam Dagon at it again.
That was the Excalibur slam down.
Going up high and going down hard.
We're gonna turn to Angeles for the basket.
Yutok back to Timaho. 8 seconds remaining. Yutok for free. It's good! Not sure if that was the design play, but boy, Jay Yutok nailing a big three-pointer.
Well, it sure didn't look like that was the design. They actually were talking about Angeles taking the last shot, but quick thinking for Deo Timaho as well as Yutok to be able to feed that ball over to that corner 3 and knock
So
it
will
down.
trigger it in. Escobedo catches. Draws closer, floats it up, gets it in! At the buzzer! They will review this one, but boy, it looked good, Coach Mike.
That was really not enough challenge against that middle drive.
And that shot will count. Raymart Escobedo just in the nick of time for Davao Occidental.
Yeah, he got that ball from up top. Went on that dribble, penetrate down the middle of the floor. See this. Little pin down. And hope to exchange Agovida with him down the block. They didn't get to Agovida.
And he got bumped off by Deo Timajo,
Right.
but just had enough strength to put up that shot. And Raymart Escobedo comes to the rescue for the Davao Occidental Tigers.
Back here at the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Andrea Endicio, and right now we will be having our halftime interview together with assistant coach Ray Paul Javier, the assistant coach of the Gensan Warriors. Thank you so much, Coach Paul, for joining me here at the half. And Coach, alam naman natin na your head coach, Coach Elvis, is away right now to support our founder in his fight. So how has the coaching staff been arranging things for the team right now, especially against Marikina?
Well, ang sabi lang naman ni Coach Elvis sa amin, do our part and win this game, and also for the preparation din ng playoffs namin. And syempre Marikina, hindi rin basta-basta yan mapapatalo, but kadikit din ng team namin as Gensan, laban lang. And yun lang, yun ang mga sinabi ni Coach Elvis and Boss Merman sa amin.
Really good points from your head coach. And sir, baka po meron kayong mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan. Go ahead.
Yeah. We would like to thank our sponsors, Armor On, Jinky Skin, Sunman Boxing, Mount Sabrina, Gensan Mayor, Lori Lee Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, and Governor Ruel Pacquiao. And also, we're wishing the best for our pambansang kamao, Senator Manny Pacquiao, of the upcoming fight on July 20. Good luck, boss, at mabuhay ka, boss. Lang.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. And that's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away, magbabalik pa rin po ang MPBL.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya's. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way off and goes down again. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Cotto in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he fires the straight left hand. And there's the punching bell. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hand. This is why we use the word sensation.
Halftime now between the Gensan Warriors and the Marikina Shoemasters. Gensan leading 50-35 after being down by a point after the first quarter. They responded with a 33-point second period against Marikina.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Mark Cruz changed this game. The tempo of the game changed, scoring of the game changed. Sabi mo nga, 33 points. Nakita mo naman, no? Ang malaking bagay dito yung inside points because that also equates to fast break points, which they had 10. No, hindi lang yan yung mga paso sa ilalim of the half-court set or mga drop passes. Kasama dyan yung mga layups. No? Nakita natin yan even early in the first quarter. And then, yun nga, nagbago yung tempo ng laro nung pumasok si Mark Cruz, as reported by Andrea. You know, they were, sort of like trying to save him for this game with his back spasms. He played well in the last game. So good that he had 10 rebounds. Mukhang hindi na siya ipapasok, pero sa tema nung laro, especially nung patapos ng ating first quarter, pinasok na siya ni Coach Rizal. At yun, nagbunga naman, lamang na sila ng 15 after being down by 2 after 10 minutes.
Elorde steps in. Jumper is good para kay Nico Elorde. Well, Nico Elorde is playing, I believe, his best season here in his MPBL career this year. Marikina is being led by Rafco.
And of course, how silly of me not to say, Kyle Tolentino had 19 points.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
he set the tone para
Yeah,
sa
he did.
Gensan in that first quarter. Tapos, nung pagpasok ni Mark Cruz, he took over. Sabi mo nga, changed the pace.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz had 11 points, and Tolentino was there, set the tone, but Cruz was the one who got them over the hump, so to speak, kaya lamang sila malaki.
Rafco
Nakisa
couldn't
yan,
make
nung
it from
first
the
half.
outside. Yep. And the three-point shooting for Marikina hasn't been as kind compared to Gensan. Gensan already with 8 three-pointers in this game, and they're averaging 9 three-pointers per game this season.
Parang mababa pa nga yan. Kasi, correct me if I'm wrong, Javi, last season, this was the team that led the league in both makes and attempts. Not percentage, but, they would make a living from the three, and they were so good that it pushed them to the playoffs.
Tama ka dyan.
Second round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ubaldo trying to make something happen there inside. Ang ganda ng footwork nitong batang to. 7 points in the game para sa kanya. 13 ang hinahabol dito ng Marikina.
Did they win the series against Batangas? Naalala ko sila naglaban.
No,
nun,
no,
diba?
no, no.
Doon na sila natalo.
Yes. Kasi Batangas made it all the way to the South Division Finals.
Correct. The 2 seasons already, right?
Yes.
Batangas falling short, but still an achievement. Batangas, talk about them. After a slow start this season, right in the thick of things, yung log jam na pinakita natin sa South Division. Jumper by Masaglang.
Especially with that huge win that they had last week against
The game winner.
Pampanga. Yeah.
Oh.
Certainly a big play call by Coach Solo Villanueva at the end to win it.
It was called by Ken and Tito Mike.
Yes.
I say Tito Mike because
Bakit Tito Mike?
he announced his retirement.
Yes, from his corporate job.
You know what that means?
What?
Okay, so they'll have more supposedly happier days of steel by Gensan, and he has a pension.
Tama ka dyan.
So Tito Mike, baka naman.
One of these days siguro bibisita siya pag hindi siya nagko-cover. Tingnan natin. Malay mo, today baka bumisita yan pag narinig niya. Kasi
minsan
lagi
ganun
nanonood
ginagawa
yan
niya,
eh.
no?
Oo. And that guy has a really intense passion, which is very admirable. To be able to still chase your dream after spending 30 years in the corporate world. Imagine that.
Right.
Meanwhile, CJ Gonzalez will be taking 2 shots here. Sporting the Ant Edwards shoe. Ano bang shoe of choice mo, Coach?
Book. Yeah. I like yung mga white toe box shoes.
Yun yung ginamit mo sa MVP performance mo sa field side.
Thank you. That's all I was saying. Ubaldo, nilabas. You know, only two fouls. Pero quick substitution, mukhang hindi natuwa sa kanya. Pero paglabas niya, nakascore naman kagad ito Marikina.
Yutok with 7 points. Oh, Ping Masaglang carving his way inside for that basket.
9 points para kay Ping.
Timaho, one dribble pull-up. Yes, sir. 6 puntos para kay Deo Timaho. Some pressure being applied here by Marikina, but Gensan able to get it across safely. Apreku on the right side. Gonzalez off the screen by Tolentino. 9 on the shot clock for Gensan. Elorde, cross court. Kyle for 3, short. Rebound taken by Tiamzon. That's another dangerous pass. Escoto gets it back to him. And that's going to be a foul against Gensan.
Little two-man game, no? Yan nangyari doon in transition. Timaho kay Angeles, dire-diretso si Angeles.
Angeles did not see action in the first half. Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Dicio.
Both coming from different teams, both with 4 games in since they came to Marikina, both with the same goal, and that is to hopefully bring out their game. We have Jay Yutok and Deo Timaho. Sabi nga ni Jay, kahit bago siya dito, obviously he's able to bring out his playing style with the freedom he is given. Same goes for Deo. Kwento niya nga sa akin, although he is already quite comfortable with his outside shooting, dito sa Marikina, he is actually being pushed to level up his inside shooting as well, which is a challenge, but of course, a great opportunity to improve. Javi and Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. These two guys have been playing well. Sinabi nyo nga. 58-46, Tolentino as Yutok on him, trying to spin away from the defense. The kick out to Junicio. Doesn't settle for the outside shot. Back to Kyle. 3-pointer. That one is good para kay Kyle Tolentino.
You know, nice pass by Junicio. Great idea to find the leading scorer of the game. He has 22.
That's 11 3-pointers now in the game para sa Gensan, while Timaho able to respond on the other side para sa Marikina.
Sabi mo nga, no, midway ng second quarter, Marikina just finding a way to hang around. The thing with hanging around is you don't want to hang around too long because time will expire and you gotta find a way also ihinto, no, ma-stop itong si Tolentino.
But there's the answer by Deo Timaho, hand in the face, no problem. You know, Kyle Tolentino, coach, at the start of the season, medyo nag-struggle siya, especially with his shot selection. But you were lamenting on his maturity at the top of our coverage. And we have seen him grow before our very eyes nung midway through the season. Especially, I think, nung pagbalik ni Coach Elvis, maganda na yung pinapakita niya dahil at the start of the season, especially during election time nang wala pa si Coach Elvis,
Tama.
medyo nahihirapan pa siya.
Well, here's the thing. You know, you could say all you want, you know, with it's no secret that he's playing for his father. He's been playing for his father since the start of his MPBL career. And you would think that there would be an advantage to that. I would say there's a lot of cons to it as well.
Yes, I
right?
agree.
And
I think most part it's a disadvantage.
Think
actually.
about the ride home. Kung sabay sila umuwi, which I'm sure, you know, at times is a disaster, especially if you're not playing well. Sometimes even if you're playing well, it could sound like you did not play well. Because usually your biggest critic is yung pinakamamahal mo, no? Which is your father.
This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
My point is, you know, because of his situation at times, and I've seen this, you know, a couple times already with, you know, former teammates playing for their fathers, as Timao makes a basket of the inbounds, is that usually players would lose confidence. No, mawawala ng kumpiyansa. And sometimes they would, and we've seen this with Coach Elvis, he's not present today. No? Minsan hindi siya papalaroin, minsan buong quarter hindi na siya ibabalik. Makikita naman the way he would get mad at him as well. Now, he would let him off the hook at times, you know, by you know, giving him leeways to with those shot selection tulad nga na nabanggit mo. Pero may mga player na pag ganyan yung sitwasyon, tumutupi, nawawala yung kumpiyansa. And Kyle Tolentino, I don't think he has lost any confidence at all from the start. No, when he came out of Letran, played for Marikina, now in Gensan, that's where I think That's why I think nag-improve yung maturity niya to be able to sustain that confidence and perform dito sa Gensan.
Ibang klase yung fortitude na pinapakita niya. Even though you're not playing for your father, if you have a dad who played before, you know, coming after games and have experienced
An
this.
NCAA champion, if I may add.
Yeah.
the first
Championship of
championship of
St.
St. Benilde, and so far it's been
The only
the only
championship.
championship. And then, sorry.
And you know, on the ride home, pag may tatay ka na nagbabasketball after games, pinapagsabihan ka na nga what more if you're playing for your dad na coach mo.
Correct. And I'm sure, you know, it could be us here within the MPBL, people outside of the MPBL, maybe within his team, you know, hindi man nila sabihin, but they might be thinking that. You know, I'm sure maybe nararamdaman yun, maybe nangyari, maybe hindi. But, you know, it's double the pressure really when you're playing for your father.
Agree.
You know, having 3 boys, you know, I'm not sure if I want it, to be honest. You know, I mean, there's pros and cons to it, just like how we mentioned it.
Timao able to power through with that shot. Tolentino crashing through him. That's going to be a basket and one para kay Deo Timaho, who's scored a bunch of points here in the third quarter. This is our assist of the game, brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. OneXBet, your choice, your victory. Few more game with OneXBet.
Just a late drop-off right there to lead the fast break. Nilabas na, binasok na si Elanday. Ang Timaho, tinapos yun. May kasama pang foul. And, you know, I think as Tolentino comes out, you know, I think the last thing I want to say to the point we're talking about, as a father, you know, si Coach Elvis, at the end of the day, it's a privilege, you know, to raise kids, number one, and second, let alone to coach your own children, especially at this level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Regardless of how we see it, I think it's a wonderful blessing.
Apreku being guarded here by Rafgo. 69-57 here. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cruz back in the game. Eloy Tan seeing action for the first time. He goes for the three-point shot. That's good para kay Eloy Tan, also playing against his former squad.
What I like about that shot is that he seemed decisive to take the shot, pero nabasa niya yung closeout. It was a long closeout. And then, pag step in niya after the baseline ball screen right here, obviously, mas libre siya dahil naka-drop si Cook.
That's our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Pero maganda yung naging sagot dito ng Marikina. Steven Angeles making a good account of himself here in the third quarter. 5 points na para sa kanya. Apreku nakawala sa depensa. That's a reverse para kay Felix Apreku.
That's too easy. 4 points pa lamang itong si Apreku. What a confident face-up post move right there. So confident. Napatawag ng timeout ng Marikina. Once again, right here, simple face-up. Ayun, no, inatake yung inside foot. Hindi na nakagalaw yung depensa.
Rafgo was caught just standing there, but Steven Angeles able to hit that three-point shot prior to that reverse by Felix Apreco. 14 ang lamang dito ng Gensan Warriors.
Is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fiera.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Back is back this July 20. Manny Pacquiao steps back into the ring to challenge Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship. You can watch the fight live via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20, Sunday at 8 a.m. Just download the Blast TV app, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Ilang araw na lang yan.
That's going to happen on Sunday. I'm very excited to see that. I think it could be a very good candidate, and a lot of people are saying it, even pundits in the boxing industry, that it could be a fight of the year. Landayan setting up the table here para sa Marikina. Timao hinihingi dun sa kanan against Eloy Tan. Deo Timao, little step back, strip there by Tan. Liu on the left side. Leaves it for Apreku. It's a foul laban kay Steven Angeles. Oh no, that's Ace Tiamzon who gets that personal. Nice trail job by Felix Apreku.
No, Felix Apreku, we mentioned, had 21 rebounds in the last game. He so far has 5, so that's 16 more to go.
Yeah. At free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Both teams already in the penalty, under 2 minutes to play here in our third quarter. Marikina was down by as much as 16 points. Apreku inalog yung kanyang pangalawang free throw doon. 0 out of 2 for Apreku on that trip to the line. Timaho, pinapahirapan sa depensa ni Eloy Tan. The ball is with Tiamzon, but nanakawan siya dito ni Marvin Jonicio na binitbit. All the way to the cup there para sa Gensan. Timaho hangs in the air. That's an offensive foul. Both our referees on the right side eagerly calling that. Check out this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere. Look at this Marvin Jonicio with a strong take to the cup.
That's 2 straight turnovers, no? The last 2 possessions para sa Marikina. Pag pumasok pa to. Ayun, 3-point play pa. Hindi nga 3 points, pero 3-point play. And Marvin Jonicio trying to put away itong Marikina. Pinag-uusapan natin, finding ways to hang around itong Marikina. But because of the surge of Jonicio with the steal, the fast break, the layup, this time offensive rebound, and then a 3-point play by hindi stat padding yan. Galing sa sipag.
And Jonicio stats across the board so far in this game. 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. 19 na lamang dito bigla ng Gensan. Timaho trying to trim that down again. Apreku pulls down another rebound. That's 6 in the game. Joel Liu, left hand finish is good.
Well, dalawang player ang bumagsak, no, sa Marikina. Isa sa front court, isa sa back court. Si Timaho na tumira ng 3 points, so 5 on 4. And then eventually si Landayan sa kabila, dire-diretso si Liu.
Coach, 20 turnover na meron na Marikina sa laro na to.
Marami talaga yan. 12 na yan nung first half eh. So mas marami pa sila ngayon. Considering that may isang quarter pa tayo.
Cruz from downtown rims out. Last shot time possibly here for Marikina if they manage the time well. 18 seconds to go. Timaho, that's another turnover. Could not handle the pass. They're falling apart here. Talking about Marikina, check out our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke. Joel Liu finishing the break there for Gensan. The Warriors with 13 fast break points in this game.
Mark Cruz, yun lang, lagpas. Kita na yung intention eh ni Liu. Yung nagsona, nilagay na sa weak side si Mark Cruz. Isa setup na.
4.5 seconds, Landayan. Bounce pass to Timaho. He'll take it from the corner. Couldn't get the bounce on the shot, and that's going to do it for the first 3 quarters. Marikina really in pieces right now here in the third quarter, committing a lot of turnovers. Check out our highlights of the game brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, so many turnovers that nag-increase din, no? Yung points from turnovers ni Gensan from 4 to 11. So they had 7 in the last quarter. We saw the Tolentino 3, but really what increased the lead from 13-12 and dire-diretso yung basket ni Jonicio, 5 straight points. Pushed it eventually to 21.
Check out our Gixxer fans of the game, born for greatness. We're live from the Pasay Astrodome in Pasay City for your Wednesday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Avi Palanya on the call together with Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Andrea Indicio. Fourth quarter now between Marikina and Gensan. Gensan with their biggest lead of the game. You see here they've scored 30 points, more than 30 points in the last 2 quarters. And although Marikina was able to get to 25 in that third period, they just gave up too many points para dito sa kabilang koponan.
Well, you're talking about 64 points in 2 quarters, and that's not good kahit na napantayan mo pa yon. And you know, it's a simple principle. Obviously, basketball is only played 2 ways, and you gotta ask your players. You know, if you take 10 shots, Javi, masisigurado mo ba sa akin as a coach? Masisigurado mo ba na pasok lahat yung 10 tira na yon?
Siyempre hindi.
Siyempre hindi. Pero yung depensa, you know, it has a bigger chance. You know, as a team, you could make 5 straight stops compared to making 5 straight shots. Although we've seen it happen often, but really to only the special players and very often. My point is, yung depensa ang hindi pwede mawala.
Kaya naman sinasabi rin talaga nila, you know, even if there are teams that really rely a lot on their offense and they try to make it their best defense,
right.
But that's why they say defense wins championships. Yeah. Although gas-gas na rin talaga yung line na yan, but it's really the truth.
Totoo yun.
84-60 right here. Escoto got the handoff from Kudal and he's pushed there by Mark Cruz. Mukhang natamaan dun sa kanang bahagi si
I think it
Jetro
was a
Escoto.
preko because sasabihin ko pa lang malamang dahil yan sa 50-pound bicep curl niya. No, kasi
Grabe naman yung 50-pound bicep.
Kasi bahagya lang eh. It was like a touch foul pero mukhang natumba talaga eh.
Ito mo naman na sobrang defined talaga nung braso nito ni Felix Apreto. Ikaw ba, coach, ilang binubuhat mo?
Sa bicep, mahina lang ako.
Oo, kasi baka mawala yung shooting mo eh, no?
Sa breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yan. Hawak ng spoon and fork, yan. Marami-rami yan.
Errant pass, that's a rare, no, it's not gonna be a turnover. It's gonna stay with Gensan. Nahawakan doon ni Escoto. He was hoping na makakalusot siya doon. To no avail. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Liu, binigyan ng espasyo dun sa kaliwa, but Timao comes out to pressure. Joniso, hand in his face. Intisian, Ubaldo. Did not see a lot of action in the third quarter.
Maaga siyang nilabas eh. Nung third quarter, I think after he committed his first foul, I believe.
Yun na nga eh.
And then, kakabalik lang niya ngayon. So, halos 10 quarter umupo yan.
Timaho, lumikad na galing sa labas. 19 points now in the game para kay Deo Timaho, former Parañaque Patriot.
It really amazes me when players, you know, go for the sellies when you're down a bunch.
Yeah. And napapadalas yan nowadays. I'm not really sure why. This is our 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Because usually we would see sellies like these when it's momentum shots, when it's go-ahead baskets, certainly game winners. Di ba?
At saka kung dikit no?
But not being done by 20.
Yeah. Or maybe trying to just salvage whatever pride they have left in themselves
Probably,
right now.
yeah. And that could be a good thing. You know, minsan, tulad nga nung sinabi mo, Anina, as reported or as you were informed, diba si Rodriguez, yung kanyang angas, yung kanyang gupit.
Si Gama Evangelista, coach.
Evangelista.
Dahil si Larry Rodriguez, maangas na talaga yun.
Tama.
Hindi na nagbago yung itsura magmula nung pinanood ko sa PBL una.
Yan ang pinakatahimik na maangas. And we say that as a compliment because he lets his game talk. No, yun yung maangas yung laro niya.
Tama ka dyan, Coach. And, you know, from the start, nung una ko siya napanood, as we see Eloy Tan hit it from the outside, hindi na nagbago yung kanyang bilis. It has always stayed that way. And that's because yung game niya very timeless eh. Kaya na-maintain niya hanggang ngayon. And until now, he's still playing at a high level.
At habang sinasabi mo yan, na-figure out ko na. Mukhang nagta-trash talking itong si Eloy Tan
Okay.
at si Timaho.
Pala.
Because after Eloy Tan hit a 3 himself, ganun din ang ginawa niya, pinakita pa kay Timaho.
It's the game inside the game.
Gets ko na.
Tan passes off on the shot, gets it back. Kicks it out, Jonicio will attack. Jonicio floats it up and in.
Might have gotten fouled too. Steven Godal right there. Nilabasan ng kanyang hip kaunti. Pero walang problema kay Junicio na kompleto pa rin ngayon.
Coach, if a player in this era were to mirror your play style, sino kaya yun dito sa MPBL? I'm very curious.
You're the first to ask me that. So I gotta take the time. I gotta be careful. Kailangan ko pag-isipan mabuti yan. Pero,
go ahead.
If
I'll give you time.
If
I'll give
you're
you time.
gonna ask it the other way around, okay, eh gusto ko yung laro ko, Baltasar.
Eh, syempre naman, sino bang hindi?
Kasi
Height is might eh.
gusto ko malaki ako. Gusto ko nakakapag-dribble din ako ng ganung kalaki. Di ba? At gusto ko dominante ako. Arguably
player.
the most dominant player in MPBL history so far in 2 seasons.
I don't think a lot of people will argue with you on
Diba?
that. I think that it's safe to say na siya ang pinaka-dominating player in the history of the league.
Dalawang championship kasi naging katumbas.
Yun na nga, Coach eh.
Di ba?
This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners. That's Marvin Janicio featured in our fast break of the game.
Dalawang
Tolentino,
MVP rin ba yun?
Yes.
Di ba? Oh.
2 MVPs, 2 championships,
May
yes.
defensive player ba yun?
Hindi, Coach, hindi siya yung
Wala.
defensive player.
Sayang, no? Pero pwede.
Pwede,
Diba?
pwede. Definitely, he was a good candidate for it. But last year, it was Don Ochea who won that award.
I remember. Okay. Thanks for refreshing my memory.
A couple of seasons ago, di ko lang masyado maalala eh. O baka nga si Balti eh. Well, check na lang natin
Baka
mamaya.
nga,
Baka nga, no? That's another turnover. It really has just been piling up for Marikina here. Not just in the second half, but the whole game. They had 12 in the first half. It's now 21 turnovers para sa kanila. Kyle Tolentino continuing his scoring ways para sa Gensan Warriors. Ball tapped out of bounds in favor of Marikina. Remember, we still have 2 more games after this. Zamboanga will be testing the mettle of the Parañaque Patriots after that huge loss that they had against the Gensan Warriors. Zamboanga trying to get
Mong Basco!
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mong Basco.
Nanigat ka lang. Mong Basco, 8 points na yan, ha? 8 points na yan. 2 more points. Boundary na. Double
96 to 70 here. Let's take a look at what happened.
Eto, yung pag-backdoor sumama si Apreco, pero sobra, no? Yung grabe yung pagpeke ni Marlon Basco ng mata.
96 to 70 right here. Malamang na lamang pa rin dito ang Gensan. Here's our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Live to live po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Pasay Astrodome in Pasay City. This is the first game of your Wednesday triple header dito sa MPBL. Later on, we have Zamboanga versus Parañaque and then Pasay versus Pasig. Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Past the halfway point of our final quarter, Gensan well ahead by 26 points Tolentino, who now has 25, trying to go for 28, missing everything on that shot from the left flank.
But a turnover after defensive rebound by Kose. First time to check in para sa Gensan.
Courtside is also in the game. Basco hands it off to Escoto. Now Casajeros wants to clear out against Eloy Tan. Former teammates right there, but Eloy Tan whistled for the foul there.
Nagka-trash talk yan eh. Yung dalawang yan. Kanina silang dalawa ni Timaho. Ngayon naman, pinitan si Timaho. Si Casajeros naman.
Eloy Tan mabibigyan ng warning for unsportsmanlike behavior due to his dislike of that last call. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Casajeros, one of the longest tenured Marikina shoemasters. There you see Deo Timaho leading the scoring for Marikina, 19 points para sa kanya. But this team down by 25 against Gensan, 96-71. Kosari.
Meron pa bang tatagal? Tulad ng tagal ni Councilor Binuya sa Pampanga.
Ay,
mas mahaba yun
mas
kaysa kay
mahaba yun.
Casajeros.
Kasi from the start nandun na siya at talagang he has risen to the ranks. Jimuel Cosip susubok.
Kosari.
Offensive foul against Kosari. They're trying to fight for position against Tito Marlon Basco. Coach Boying Diloy tasked to handle the Gensan Warriors in the absence of Coach Elvis Tolentino. Na nasa States daw ngayon, susuporta sa laban ni Boss Manny. Ubaldo on top. Casajeros trying to relive his matchup here with Eloy Tan. Backing down. Casajeros trying to draw another foul. Medyo malakas lang yung kanyang tira doon. Evangelista is back in the game. Absolutely no need to rush here for Gensan.
Gusto nila makascore si Eloy Tan eh.
Tolentino galing sa labas. He's missed his last 2 threes. 35 points para kay Kyle Tolentino, 6 rebounds as well para sa kanya. Casajeros meets the rock. RR kicks it out. Basco nagdadalawang isip dito. Gets a screen from Ubaldo. Stripped by Eloy Tan. And Cosip will go all the way. Oh! Still left it short there. And Tolentino hacked by Escoto.
Might have gotten away with a travel.
Yeah, I think he took an extra step.
Nonetheless, he missed the open layup. Yung mga teammates niya ready to cheer. Pero nabitin din sila sa cheer nila. Buti na lang, nandun si Tolentino to clean it up.
Dahil tingin ko medyo nabitin yung talon niya eh. I think he was really trying to naiiwanan niya na talaga sa basket eh.
Gusto niya ilaglag sa dila ng ring eh. No? Hindi nang ginamit yung board.
Tolentino making the second free throw. 27 points in the game para sa Gensan Warrior na si Kyle Tolentino. Under 3 minutes to play here in this first game. It has been a blowout here in the second half. Marikina was still able to hang tough in the first 2 quarters, but that third period really changed the complexion of the game.
Oh, walang duda. Actually, kahit yung second quarter pa lang, wherein sabi nga natin, na-break nitong Gensan, yung 30-point barrier.
Cosip will commit his first personal foul. Coach Raisal Castro. Coach, naabutan mo ba to?
Yes. Mahusay yan. One of the bigs who could really stretch the floor. Magandang kamay niyan. He was an FEU standout. Also a PBL veteran. Played for Shark. I believe you remember that team.
Yeah.
Sila ni Chester Tolomia.
Tama ka dyan. This is our special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Wow, Chester Tolomia. That's the first time I'm hearing that name in a while.
Yeah. Kakabanggit lang namin ng Monday dahil hinahanap ko naman yung kanyang kapatid na si Mike Tolomia na suited up for Manila last season.
Yeah.
Pero not even in the lineup, I believe, of us MPBL team. So,
Wala, coach, wala.
Diba?
I think next year he'll try to make a comeback.
Is he
I think he's playing in
injured?
another league now.
Ah, okay.
Tolentino, I think he has set a new career high here. 30 points now. At 29 in their last game. 101-72. Inantay na lang natin yung final score dito. Ubaldo trying to go backdoor. Casajeros, that's off his foot. Gensan will take possession. So with this win, Gensan will now
Definitely
improve to
13.
13-7 and break that tie with the 3 other teams in the Southern Division.
Who have 12 wins.
Yeah, that's Batangas, Rizal, and Binyan. Marikina will drop down to 4 and 16. That moves Val City just a half game behind them in the Northern Division. Marikina currently number 12 in the North. While Gensan will now go ahead of Batangas City as the 3rd seed in the Southern Division. Just behind Zamboanga, who is seeing action later on against Parañaque. Gama Evangelista on the left side. Von Tambeling did not see a lot of action in this game. Trying to go for the dipsy-do, gets his own miss. Kosari gets it back. 4 seconds left. Jimuel Kosip. That's off to the right. 20 seconds left in this game. Not really much fanfare dito sa ating 4th quarter for Marikina. Their turnovers really hurt them a lot. 24 turnovers para sa kanila, and Gensan only committing 11 errors in this game.
Pretty much the story of the game. Because the more turnovers you have, obviously nawala na yung chance mo makashoot of getting an attempt. And then, it usually results into 2 points on the other end, which Gensan had 16.
Ay, nakita mo naman yung disparity dito, coach, ng attempts. 85 attempts for Gensan, 59 para sa Marikina.
That's a ton.
Cal Tolentino with a career-high performance, back-to-back games. He had 29 sa kanilang huling laro and now establishing a new career best in this game against his former team, the Marikina Shoemasters. Tolentino with 30 points sa laro na to, as well as 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. 101-72 in favor of the Gensan Warriors, who climbed the 13-7 in the Southern Division.
Well, no game is a meaningless game. And we saw that in the first quarter kung saan, you know, Marikina gave Gensan quite a scare, so much na I think napilitan ipasok itong si Mark Cruz. Nagbagong tempo ng laro. Tolentino hindi nagbago mula simula hanggang panapos. Ngayon, kasama niya na si Andrea.
Let's go courtside to Andrea Endicio, who is with Cal Tolentino.
That is right, Javi. First of all, congratulations. Kyle, in your previous game, you made your career high performance, and today, agad-agad, you broke that and made another career high performance.
Wala, thankful lang, swerte lang din siguro, guided ni Lord. And yun, sabi ko nga last interview ko, medyo swerte ako dito sa Pasay. So, ayun, siguro dala lang din ng team effort. Yung mga, thankful din ako sa mga teammates ko na binibigyan ako ng opportunity sa mga coaches. Ayun.
Naging additional boost ba na naging kalaban mo today, yung best friend mo from Letran? Kwento mo nga sa akin kanina, pati yung mga kababata mo from Marikina.
Oo, syempre, talagang pinaghirapan talaga namin itong game na to kasi we give them respect by giving our best. Tsaka, ayun, siguro masaya lang din ako kasi yung mga kababata ko, yung mga teammates ko dati sa ibang team, nakakalaban ko na ngayon. And ayun, very grateful lang na nandito kami sa MPBL.
Beautiful words from Kyle. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Yes, of course.
So magpasalamat kay Lord, binibigay ko yung credit sa kanila, sa kanya and sa teammates ko, sa coaching staff, sa kay Papa na nasa US, and kay Boss Merman, and good luck kay Boss Manny sa paparating na laban. And thank you sa mga sponsors namin, Armor On, Jinky Skin, Sandman Boxing, Mount Sabrina, Gensan, Mayoral, Lorelei Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, and Governor Ruel Pacquiao, and sa family ko, kay mama, sa kapatid ko, sa tita ko, kay tita Christine, kay tita Mabel, sa mga tito-tita ko, sa girlfriend ko, kay Charlene, sa Dimalanta family, ano ba ba? Kila Coach D, sa Beyond Drip, kila mama, kila lola, and ayun, sa pinsan ko galing States. Ayun, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, that was Kyle Tolentino, our best player of this game, brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Congratulations to Kyle for another career-high performance. Up next, we have the Zamboanga Sikat going up against the Parañaque Patriots. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.